What is the information paradox when it comes to the value of information? And this is best summed up by a quote from George Shackle. "The worth of knowledge cannot begin to be asserted until we have it. But then it is too late to decide how much to spend on breaching the walls to encourage its arrival." So I've set up a visualization of that. We've got people who are trying to decide, should I go search for more information? Because of course that search is going to be costly. You have to invest time, you might have to invest money in, gaining access to that information or gaining access to an expert who can give you that information. You have to spend mental effort. So you're going to exert scarce resources to attain information. And I added the wall of ignorance here because that sort of matches the quote. But you don't yet know before you've attained the information how valuable it is, like how worth it will be to attain that information. It could be you get the information and it's useless, you get the information and it's super useful, you just don't know. And this relates to the notions of experience goods and credence goods in economics, where experience goods are goods that you don't know the value until you've purchased the product and consumed the product. Like apples is my classic example here. I don't know how good an apple will be until I've actually bought it and bitten into it. Maybe if I were a farmer, I would be able to tell. I don't know. And credence goods are even a step further than that. Those are goods that you don't know the value of the good even after you've consumed it. And auto mechanics are a classic example of a credence good. You go to the auto mechanic, they tell you you need this expensive work done on your car, you get it done, you drive away, and you don't know necessarily if they were lying to you or being honest, or if they actually did a good job of what they did. You just don't have the expertise to assess a credence good. And same with doctor's visits, you don't have the information to assess, was your doctor good or not? And the same is true with information. I mean, the mechanic example and the doctor example, those are both informational goods, where a lot of the value from the mechanic comes in them diagnosing your car. And same with the doctor. And you may not necessarily know, was that accurate information, even after you've spent the time and energy and money attaining that information. So the paradox is you have to decide how much you're willing to spend to attain information, where you actually have no idea the value of that. And that's this troubling thing, especially in the modern economy, which is more and more an information economy. Now, sometimes we think, okay, there's a lot of information available online for free, but researching it and comparing it and trying to figure out if this is a paid for ad or if there's some distortion in this information due to the economics of the information that reaches your eyeballs, that's something that is costly, at the very least in terms of costly of your time. And the difference between credence good and experience good information might just have to be with, do you trust the source of information? Like if I get information about what's the distribution of housing prices in my area, and say I go online to some place like Zillow and I sort of download or come up with my own distribution there, if I trust Zillow to be accurate about the prices, then that's an experience good. Once I've invested the time in downloading that data, I trust that I know it's good data. But of course, the reason I trust that is because the institution of Zillow, after assessing it, I believe that it has incentives to produce accurate information, and the hope is there isn't some powerful economic entity behind the scenes that's like, actually, if we could bump these prices up, then that would be good for us. Maybe we pay Zillow behind the scenes. So I don't think that's happening, because I can see the economic incentives of Zillow, and I can see, oh yes, the economic incentives are aligned. So once I've invested in what I need from Zillow, I trust that this is an experience good, not a credence good.